Metta World Peace suspended for 7 games. Did the league get it right? We discuss on STN TV. Welcome on inside, Voice of the Nation Fast Break. My name is David Brickley, as always, joined by Kevin Figures and Jason Raleigh. The league came down pretty hard on Metta World Peace. A 7-game suspension for that elbow to James Harden. I'll start with this question to both you gentlemen. Was the elbow intentional by Ron Artest or Metta World Peace?
It was. There's no way you can say it wasn't intentional. Look, it's an emotional play. He makes a dunk. He runs down the floor. You can't tell me he doesn't feel somebody's presence on his back.
But he was celebrating.
Of course, everybody celebrates by throwing their elbows back.
Yeah.
Is this a new dance that they're doing nowadays that I don't know about? You throw your elbows back.
Like this?
It was definitely intentional. It was definitely intentional. He tried to play it off as if it wasn't. And then the fact that the most egregious thing for me is after he elbows him, he keeps running down the court as if he doesn't feel anything and just keeps on going. It was totally egregious for me.
It was a reaction, Kevin. Because you don't have time in a split second to make a malicious decision. I don't think Ron or Metta or whatever you want to call him, I don't think he felt him near him and thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and elbow him. I'm going to elbow him right in the side of the head. I don't think that's the case at all. I think he was excited. He just dunked on Oklahoma City, the entire team. Big game against Oak City at Staples Center. He got emotional. There's no question about that. But for him to be that mindful to say, I'm going to maliciously hurt somebody in a split second in the heat of the game, I don't think so.
I will say that you see it in real time, and it looks pretty bad, but every time you see the replay in slow-mo, it looks worse and worse and worse because it looks like he's actually premeditating the swing. Like you said, any normal human being, if they make that type of movement and they feel contact, they automatically turn around like, oh, crap, I just hit somebody. The fact that he runs down the court and doesn't even look over his shoulder to the slightest tells me that it was intentional. So he gets 7 games, 1 regular season game, 6 playoff games. That's pretty much the entire first round.
Right.
So did the league get it right? A lot of people said 1 game, 2 games. Some people said the entire playoffs indefinitely. So was it the right call?
I think it was the right call. 1 game, that's a little low. I mean, you could have potentially affected the Oklahoma City's playoff chances. That's probably the 6th man of the year you just injured. I know you can't really take that into account, that the effect of another player on the team, but just the crime in and of itself. Whether it was intentional or not, Jason, whether you believe he was excited or not, he injured a guy, knocked him out. Malicious intent, it looked like to me.
And I think for the league, you have to set a precedent. If that only gets 2 games, then it's in my best interest as a team to go send a Luke Walton type of guy out there.
Exactly.
And elbow the crap out of Kevin Durant. He's out for the series with a concussion. So you have to set a precedent so guys can't do this in the future.
The league had to do what they did. The 7 games, they had to. It's Metta World Peace. He's had a history of this. You had to make a statement. Obviously, Harden got hurt in the play. No, 7 games, they had to do it. But you go back to Blake Griffin. What was different about his elbow to Pau Gasol?
That's
right in the side of his head, same kind of situation.
I gotta agree.
No suspension.
The difference in that is that it's in the flow of the game. You talk about emotions and all that. In the flow of the game, when you're jumping up and a guy's contesting your shot, you can throw an elbow or kicking me out.
If Pau Gasol falls down, which he did, and he has a concussion, is out for the game, out for multiple games, you're telling me the league doesn't do something to Blake Griffin? You can't.
Let me ask you this, Kevin. Let me ask you this. Sure. If Steve Blake does this same exact play, obviously, he's not going to dunk on anybody, but let's say Steve Blake goes down, makes a really nice play, elbows Harden, same result. Are we talking about 7 games right here?
Of course not, because he's Steve Blake. He's not Metta World Peace or Ron Artest.
You have to factor in what the guy's done in the past.
You have to factor in what he's done in the past and what he hadn't. I mean, if this was more recent, if he had done this 2 years ago, even on the heels of the whole Auburn Hill situation, he may have gotten 10 or 12 games.
No doubt.
Well, I think one thing the national media is not getting is, let's face it, Ron Artest, Metta World Peace, auctioned off his championship ring, raised $750,000 for mental health awareness. He got the league's citizenship award last year.
Right.
I don't know if you have to take that off your mantle after something like this or not, but one thing the national media is not saying, they're just acting like he did, Auburn Palace a couple of years ago.
Right.
It's been a while since Ron Artest has acted out. He did that little forearm shiver to J.J. Barea in the playoffs, got suspended. But other than that, he's been pretty much a model citizen, and the Lakers have said that.
He definitely has. He's changed his stripes. He came and he said, I'm going to make a change. Yeah, look, he changed his name to World Peace of all things. I mean, how can World Peace be suspended for 7 games?
Right after the game, he took to Twitter, Kevin, and said, I just watched the replay again. Oh, my celebration on the dunk really was too much. Didn't even see James. OMG, looks bad.
PR. That's PR right there.
You think it looks bad?
His publicist said, don't talk after the game. That's why we didn't hear too many comments from him.
Yeah, he has said about 30 seconds.
Okay, let's go out on Twitter. Let's say something nice and see if we can
get
the suspension
sticking to the guns that it was unintentional. He was celebrating.
Well, I can't change his story now. Of course he's going to stick to his story. What is he going to say? He's like, oh, you know what? I lied. I made the whole thing up. Yeah, I was trying to hurt him.
Quickly, how much does this hurt the Lakers in the first round of the playoffs?
It hurts them big time. He's been playing so much better for them offensively. He's played well defensively all season long, but now you're kind of seeing him get back in the offensive rhythm he had back when he was in Sacramento, playing really well offensively. Now it hurts them from a small forward standpoint as a position because Matt Barnes is hurt now and Devin Ebanks is hurt now. And now they don't have
the only good thing is I think the first round will go 6 games, so it looks like he will be there if they make it past the first round. He will be there game 1 against Oklahoma City in the second round, which is good.
You'd almost, as a Laker fan, you'd almost want it to go 6 games so he wouldn't miss game 1 or game 2 in the second round when you're really, really going to need him. But absolutely, he definitely hurts. The way Metta's kind of revived his season here in the last 20 games or so, I didn't see that coming at all. I don't think anybody saw that coming at all, and they'll definitely miss him.
If you ask Kobe Bryant, he said he could come back better than he was before with the suspension. So I guess you never know looking at it with his the glass half full there. So we're going to ask you guys, make sure to comment below, do you agree with the NBA's punishment of Metta World Peace? A 7-game suspension, 1 regular season game, and 6 playoff games for Metta World Peace. Comment below, like this video, and subscribe to our channel. For Kevin Figures and Jason Riley, my name is David Wilson.